Good morning, students. We were discussing about Russian Revolution, how and how it has influenced the people of Russia, the changes that are brought in the social, economic, and political life of people in Russia. Many of the small kingdoms around Russia were forcibly made part of Russia, and the country was named as USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. Even the word Russia is removed. Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. That's USSR. So the communist administration that came into existence in Russia came to an end by 1992. So that 1917 to 1992, Russia had a communist or a socialist pattern of society. Now we are going to see the worldwide impact or response of the people of other countries towards the changes took place in Russia. The socialist parties in Europe did not only approve of the way the Bolsheviks took over, the capturing of power by the Bolshevik party by using force, by using their political unity, was not approved by other members who believed in the socialistic pattern of society, because they never wanted anybody to be forced to obey the socialistic pattern of society. The real socialist leaders wanted the people themselves should understand, and the people themselves should come forward to form a socialist society, not by force. So that is why they did not approve it. The possibility of a worker state fired people's imagination across the world. But there are other sections of the society where people were very happy, because if you consider our French society, the third estate having full control of the state, that imagination, because naturally in any society third estate members are more, or the lower section of the people are more, so they are having the control of complete economic, social and political system, something great. So many imagine, oh, it's very good what has happened in Russia. But some others were not happy. So there are naturally in anything and everything that happens in the world, there will be divergent views and divergent thinkings about the happenings. The same thing has happened. So the world reaction of the world society of the formation of Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. In many countries, communist parties were formed like the Communist Party of Great Britain. So naturally, when something happens, sometimes there will be a boost for that. Okay, we should also do. And in Great Britain also, Communist Party was formed. And in many other parts of the world, the communist ideology. But Great Britain, France, USA, all were following capitalist ideological state, so they were not happy with it. Still, Britain is a country which permits all sort of ideological progress. Permits the people to do it, but doesn't want any drastic change. They permit to have discussions, debates, anything in their country, no problem. But a sudden drastic change, Britain never again. In any history, any time the history, if you study history, Britain has gone through an evolutionary process only, not by a drastic, except killing the King Charles. Otherwise, there is no evolutionary process in Oliver Cromwell has done that. Otherwise, there is no evolutionary process in drastic changes have not taken place in Britain. So there was Communist Party in Britain also. The Bolsheviks encouraged colonial peoples to follow their experiment. So the Bolshevik Party supported the colonial peoples, India-like people, to go against the capitalist or the ruling class of people. That's a good idea. Because we were being ruled by a foreign country. No. So we must go against them. That's needed because we want independence. So the Bolshevik Party had an idea of that ruled by ordinary people. So when we are ruled by foreigners, we must remove that yoke from our body. For that, we must come out. So that support was encouraged the people. And the Russian Revolution has boosted the national movement in India. That we must understand. And in 1905, when Russia was defeated by Japan, that also has boosted Indian morale that Indians can fight against the British or Europeans or the foreign powers. Many non-Russians participated in the Conference of the Peoples of the East, and the Bolshevik founded Comintern, an international organization was formed. An international communist party organization was formed in the year 1920. An international organization of the communist parties, centralized France. And this just worked out. That we are not studying now, you will study in a little bit in the 9th class. The formation of Poland has become, and Germany has become, it is known as East Germany. They have come into the control of communist ideology by the force of USSR. Okay, that will be because of the Second World War. Some received education in the USSR's communist university. The communist university was there, and USSR has provided education to the foreign students so that they will get a communist ideology. The best way to maintain and keep a society is to educate the youngsters, educate the child, educate the youth. But still, USSR collapsed because human beings want to be free. How much ever things you give to him, how much ever pressure you apply, mentally he will never be happy unless and until his brain is free to do what it thinks. The brain should be left free to do what it wants, then only the person will be mentally happy. Otherwise the person will be every time unhappy, right? Angry, aggressive. He may do the things, but mentally he is not. So that is the thing. So they are trying to educate the world through their universities, but did not work out. By the time of the Second World War, USSR has given a socialism to global face and world stature. USSR has become very powerful. That we must understand. Within a short time, USSR has become so much a powerful nation in the world. At the time of the Second World War, it was one of the strong. But others were not knowing what is happening. This is called the USSR activities is called Iron Curtain. Inside what happens, nobody was knowing. No journalists were permitted to go inside. Nobody could come out from Russia with their informations. Strict checking and controlling was. So what is happening inside was not known to the world. So that was the system. So it has become strong in the world. And competition between USA and USSR in everything. One is following the socialist pattern of society where everything, you know what is socialist economy and capitalist economy. Socialist economy means the forms of production are controlled by the government. In capitalist economy, it is controlled by the private individuals. Capitalist economy, it is done for the profit of the capitalist. In socialist economy, it is done for the welfare of the people. So, two conflicts are there. So, there is a conflict between these two groups. By 1950, it was understood that the style of government in the USSR was not keeping with the ideals of the Russian Revolution. By 1950, the revolutionary ideas that had taken place in 1917 is entirely changed. In 37 years, things entirely changed. The ruling class became autocratic. Lenin's idea was that there will be heaven-like life situation where everybody will be happy. That was the thinking of the Bolshevik party in the beginning. But by 1950, but still Russia was so much powerful and strong. It had joined the Second World War, defeated Germany, Hitler, and got a share of Germany. Germany was divided into 4 divisions after the Second World War. 1 division was given to USSR. Other 3 divisions were one with France, one with Britain, one with the USA. And all of them joined together and made that 1 division and known as West Germany. It was East Germany. They came together in 1989 by breaking the wall, Berlin Wall. Okay. World socialist movements to recognize that all was not well in the Soviet Union. So world community began to think everything that happens inside is not good. People are not so much happy. They are frustrated, unhappy. Things were coming out here and there, but not completely. But a backward country had become a great power. That is what we must understand. So in the beginning of the 20th century, Russia was the most backward among all the European countries. Now it has come to us to superpower. The others were afraid because of its share in the Second World War. Hitler thought it was easy to defeat Germany, but Hitler understood it was not easy. Hitler got a heavy blow from Russia, from Stalin. That is what it is. So that is the thing in Russia. It has become a great power from a weakest country because of that cooperative effort of all the people. You know, when the unity Bolshevik party has come to majority there in that. Naturally, there will be some opposition, but around 70-80% of the people supported the change of governmental system in Russia in 1970. The industries and agriculture had developed and the poor were being fed. Agriculture developed. Industries came into play because it's a governmental activities. Together they used to do it. And there was no poverty as such. Everybody could get food, equal sharing of food. So there is no rich, nobody is having food, same food. So that was system. It had denied freedoms to all citizens and carried out its developmental projects through repressive policy. This is what the problem. It never consulted the people their problems or they implemented. The sufferings of the people were not taken into consideration. If it's a democratic government, it has to take into consideration. Because the political party has to go to the people for votes after a particular time period. Since it is not there in the Russian system, things happen. The end of the 20th century, the international reputation of the USSR as a socialist country declined, but the socialist ideal still enjoyed respect among the people. Socialist ideology is very good. Equal sharing of wealth, everybody gets it, nobody is rich, nobody is poor. Social status also, everybody is treated. No different badges for different, all are having same badges. So it's that's all good thing. That people did. But what is happening in Russia or USSR, many way are not happening. It is known as Soviet Russia. Every time we use the word Soviet Russia. Writing about the Russian Revolution in India, some of the Indian writers have written about the revolution that has taken place in India. Among those Russian revolution inspired were many Indians. Several attended the Communist University. That's university. So many from India went to the universities and studied there. By the mid-90s, the Communist Party was formed in India. We have discussed in the discussions. Communist Party has come into existence in India. Its members kept in touch with the Soviet Communist Party. So, Soviet Communist Party had a good relationship with the Soviet Communist Party. So, Communist Party of India had a relationship with the Soviet Communist Party. So, in India also socialist ideologies, and this writers, some of them have written. We will see what was their writing. So, important Indian political and cultural figures took an interest in the Soviet experiment and visited Russia. Jawaharlal Nehru also, Rabindranath Tagore. Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister of India. He had a socialistic thinking. He was born in one of the richest families of that time in India. But he had a socialistic thinking. He wanted to have a socialist pattern of society. That's it. But he was not ready to accept the Russian method in India. So, established in Russia, among them Jawaharlal Nehru and Rabindranath Tagore, who wrote about the Soviet socialism. In India, writings gave impressions of Soviet Russia. Some of the writers wrote very good way about Russia. In Hindi, R.S. Ouseph wrote in 1921 Russian Revolution, Lenin his life and his thoughts, and later the Red Revolution. So these are some of the writings. All these people were writing about. S.D. Vidyalanga wrote that rebirth of Russia and the Soviet state of Russia. So some of the writings of that time, writers. There was much that was written in Bengali, Marathi, Malayalam, Tamil and Telugu. All these languages, they were writing what happened in Russia, how it has happened, how the people are there, how much changes are taking place, how many developments are taking place, how the social life of the people, they are very happy because socialism, because these thinkers wanted a socialist structure in India also. Some of them. So they also, Communist Party's ideology was. They don't want to come to power through ballot. They want to come to power through evolution, means Communist Party having control of everything and anything. An Indian arrives in Soviet Russia in 1920. I write about it. For the first time in our lives, we were seeing Europeans mixing freely with Asians. Because in socialist pattern of society, there is no color differences, there is no caste differences, there is no rich and poor differences, all are equal. So the writer is telling, very freely the Europeans are mixing with the Indians or Asians. Asians are said to be colored people. We are said to be colored people. Europeans are said to be white. Black are the Africans. We are mixed, so we are colored people. So for the first time in our lives, we are seeing Europeans mixing freely with the Asians. On seeing the Russians mingling freely with the the rest of the world, people of the country, we were convinced that we had come to a land of real equality. So everybody was really missing. So they thought, okay, this is imaginary world where nobody is ill-treated because of their caste, because of their creed or anything else. All are treated equally. So communist ideology is really worth and very good. But putting it in practice only plays a problem. Ideology is good. That's why Thomas More has written in his book named Utopia. In the book, Thomas More writes, everything is equal here. That's what it is, utopia. Utopia means something that is never possible to implement. So, they had come to a land of real equality. So, all people who are born from other countries to Russia at that time thought that they have come to a world where everybody is treated equally. But it was not reality. Only for some. When we go deep into villages, things were different. Okay. We saw freedom is true light. It was free. That's what they say. In spite of the poverty imposed by the counter-revolutionaries and the imperialists, the people were more jovial and satisfied than ever before. They were very happy. I'm not going much as well, just read and understand. Jovial and satisfied than ever before. They were very happy. That's why. The revolution had instilled confidence and the fearlessness in them. People had no fear. They were able to do that. Feeling has come into them. The real brotherhood of mankind would be seen here among these people of 50 different nationalities. So people of 50 different nationalities have come and there they met so freely without any inhibitions. That's what the writer tells. No barriers of caste or religion hindered them from mixing freely with one another. No caste, no creed, nothing. Every soul was transformed into an orator. One could see a worker, a peasant, or a soldier harnowing with the professional lecturers, having very good relationship with anybody. That is what a good life. Everybody should work freely. That's what is imagined. That's what is needed for human society. You are a peasant, you are a worker, or you are a soldier, you are a lecturer, you are a professor, whatever your quality. In normal relationship, you should be in a good way. That is a socialistic part of society. Rabindranath Tagore wrote from Russia in 1930. He had gone to Russia in 1930 and he writes from Russia. Moscow appears much less clean than the other European capitals. So he tells it is not so much clean like other European capitals. None of these hurrying along the streets look smart. People are not so much stylish or dressed or anything else. They are looking ordinary. They don't look so. None of them, all of them are same. That's why none of those hurrying along the streets look smart. The whole place belongs to the workers because everything, a person who is working in the areas, dirty areas or making with machines and all those, hand will be dirty, his dress will be dirty, so he cannot walk stylish with that dirty dress, his face also may be dirty. So such a person can never be stylish where he can walk. The person who is not doing anything like that, he can walk stylish. That's what. So people belong to the workers. Here the masses have not in the least been put in the shade of the gentleman. They don't put an interest like a gentleman walk, that they will not do. That's what he is telling. Who lived in the background for ages have come forward in the open today. So those who are behind, now they have come to open. They have come to lead society to do the things what they need. Thought of the peasants and the workers in our own country. Then he was thinking, see, if Russia it is like that, how it would have been if Indians also could be like that. The peasants in our country, if the peasants and workers are equally treated, and if they are like that, what would be the situation? So, this is a real socialistic thinking of Tagore. It all seems like the work of the genie in the Arabian Nights. You know, might have seen Arabian Nights stories of it. We get genie, and genie does everything. Everything becomes equal, very nice looking. So that is such a way. That is what Tagore tells. Only a decade ago, they were as illiterate. Means 1930 he wrote. So he tells in 1920. So within 10 years, drastic changes. Only a decade ago, they were illiterate, helpless, and hungry as our own masses, our own people in India. Within 10 years, a drastic change has taken place. Who could be more astonished than an unfortunate Indian like myself to see how they had removed the mountain of ignorance and helplessness of these few years? Within 10 years, they are able to bring a drastic change. That is what Tagore did. They could bring, they have brought it. That is what the thing is. Mountain of ignorance and helplessness in these few years. That is what he does. So when this is possible for India, that's what Tagore is doing. Okay. Now let's see the dissolution of the Soviet Union, December 31, 1991. 1991 is the world history is a dust. In India, we have started a new economic policy, and Prime Minister Narasinghe Rao appointed former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh as the Finance Minister of India. India started a new economic policy in India. Opened up the economy for governments. Like that, South Africa got independence. Soviet Union broke up. Germany got united. So many changes have taken place within that period, 1990 to 92. Okay. The dissolution of the Soviet Union into 15 independent republics and numerous self-proclaimed states. Now there is a Russia, and along with Russia there are 15 more countries. Before that, all of them, 16 countries together were called USSR. Now that is broken. There are separate countries: Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Belarus, like so many countries. All those things, separate countries, are formed after the breakup of USSR in the year 1991, December 31st. Establishment of the Commonwealth of Independent States of Republics. First they formed independent state republics, then they left free. Everybody now each countries are following their own systems. Moved to adopt free market economies, capitalist economies, free market, no restrictions. Free market means if you want, if you go to shop, Reliance, Geomart, or any big shop, supermarkets you go, you can see plenty of soaps are kept there. You know, all the soaps are used either for washing the hand or for taking bath. Nothing else, no other. But there is a choice. If it's a capitalist country, they may produce only one soap. It's meant for everybody. Here there is a choice. That's a economy. Free market. Free. You have money, you purchase. If you don't have money, nothing is. So that kind of society has come into existence. Now Russia also. I already told you, Russia is so much economically developed, socially developed, but the people were not happy. So that outburst has taken place. And last president of Russia is Mikhail Gorbachev of USSR. Then Boris Yeltsin became the president of Russia, and Russia is disunited, divided. No, still largest country in the world is Russia. Present president is Vladimir Putin. So elected president is going on like a normal countries of the world. So that is Russia. Okay, thank you very much.